Well, 2-0. 2-0 cuz I'm just going to celebrate right now while we're on top in the NFC West, man, and I think this is portraying it very very well at the moment.
Yep, we got an 0-2 Rams, 1-1 amongst the Niners and Cardinals, and Geno losses,
2-0 or 0-2, whichever one.
whichever one.
Whichever one how it looks. I don't know how it's coming through, but yeah, I will take this. It's actually surprising that the Niners lost. A little surprised. I wouldn't say fully, but like a little surprising that they lost to the Vikings. Although, I guess that's where they have a sneaky defense because they did invest in that defensive line or they invested in their pass rushing abilities.
Yeah, for sure. Um, but there is definitely one highlight play in that game.
Play it.
All right.
Oh, you can't hold us back from greatness.
Yeah, that's very refreshing. It.
There we go.
Second down 9. Donald getting messy, going deep. He's got Jefferson. He's got Jefferson. It's a four-inch downfield with Brown. Shifting gears. Getting the block. That's 6.
Love it.
97 yards. I did not know Sam Darnold had it in him, but
Did you see
they're
like
basically
that?
working with him there.
That ball went, like he caught that like on the like between not the Niners 50 and 45 yard line. So Sam Darnold threw that at least 60 yards in the air.
She got a cannon of an arm. I guess it just didn't work out in the past few places he's been, but
My
Sam
fa-
Darnold, good job, and even Justin Jefferson, man, 4 for 133 yards and a touchdown. Come on now.
my favorite part about this too is just this guy's reaction. The ref was moving faster than our safeties. Good lord.
Oh yeah, that ref has that. All I gotta say is that ref is in good shape right now.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, but this was definitely not what we expected. What do you think I went wrong?
It was the offensive line probably not helping Brock Purdy, or it could have been Brock Purdy holding on to the ball at least a few times, the ball too long because he got sacked 6 times, 6 times, man. So that's something to tell you. Vikings, they invested in their pass rush, and even though Brock Purdy had 319 yards, touchdown and an interception, Jordan Mason, filling in for CMC, 20 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown. You think that they should have been the winners of this game, seeing like by the stats of how they do things. Even Debo Samuel had 8 receptions for 110 yards before he, you know, uh, now he's apparently like news that came out today saying he's on IR now. So you would think they would have won, but what do you think?
He definitely those sacks. We talk about this a lot too. Those disruptive plays that can take a team off schedule, and when you give up 6 sacks like that, you can't really get a rhythm. And part of the effect is teams. Christian McCaffrey's a bad man. Teams have to, they have to dedicate a guy at least sometimes two to keeping an eye on him because he is always involved in all the plays that they're going through. And like you mentioned, Jordan Mason, 100-yard rusher on the day, like those are solid numbers. 319 in the air, 1 touchdown, but what we've seen is what we've seen before, which is when CMC is not playing for this team, they cannot get on schedule. And one thing I want to call out too, Brandon Ayuk, you okay? Where you at? Like you just signed your big money contract, four receptions for 43 yards on a day where Brock Purdy's got 319 in the air without a Christian McCaffrey. Like, can you get a little bit more involved for me, please? Well, or maybe
Right.
not. Stay what you're doing. Everybody keep doing this if you're losing to the Vikings. And I'm not trying to get it twisted. Uh, if you're giving up, if the Niners O line is giving up 6 sacks, we play the Vikings this year too. It's definitely going to be something we're going to need to look out for. And we're not known for our offensive line play as of right now.
Yeah, they did. So one thing they did, who they drafted, the Vikings did. That's what later on they had Dallas Turner. He got injured in this game. Came up with a knee injury. So right now they're looking into. He's day to day right now, questionable for the Vikings next game. But he was kind of disruptive here and there. No sacks from him. At the end of the day, though, Vikings are still a team. Like they still got in a lot of those vets, like Andrew Van Ginkel. They got Byron Murphy Jr. and all of them out there. So Harrison Smith is still there. So they're still a pretty stingy defense at the end of the day.
Not our Byron Murphy, but a former Seattle.
Byron Murphy Jr., excuse me.
Yeah, our Go Huskies. But, I mean, the score line makes it seem it's closer than it actually was, too. I think with 1:15 left, Niners got a field goal to put them, within 6. And then, they had to go for an onside kick. But, going into the fourth quarter, the score was 20-14, a little bit more than one score if you get a touchdown. But I think, the Vikings looked pretty comfortable throughout this game. They had the formula and they kind of just stuck to it.
Yeah, that's all they had to do. So even at the end of the day, Fred Warner and Nick Bosa had good games. Nick Bosa had 2 sacks. Fred Warner had 7 solo tackles and stuff. So, again, this is still a good 49ers defense, y'all. Don't get it twisted. So you have to give Vikings their credit. Vikings are 2-0. 49ers are 1-1. That's why they're third. Arizona, if you want to talk about them next, they're also 1-1, but they're 2 in the division right now.
Arizona looks like a scary team right now, man. I don't know.
Oh man.
Let's just throw this up there. That is not
look at the score.
That is not a score line we expected. Coming into this week. I mean, we knew that the Rams were banged up. I love this.
I know.
That sums it up so well.
It gives me not just that one. It's like you have the other one. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
He's just the GOAT.
Yeah, and so let's throw some numbers up here for this game. So we had, the highest graded Cardinals in week 2 according to PFF. Kyler Murray with a perfect passer rating. I think he finished with. Let me double check that. He finished with a perfect passer rating, 17 completions on 21 attempts, 266 for 3 touchdowns.
Only 1 sack too.
Kyler Murray
got sacked once.
Kyler Murray might be back to rookie year Kyler Murray. He was impossible to bring down, and that's gonna make us have to reevaluate the whole.
And they have a run game. James Conner had 21 carries for 122 yards and a touchdown. Man, I told you. I at least said the Cardinals are going for a run game. And they actually have it, and it helps support Kyler Murray because now it's back to the original. Are they going to run with Kyler Murray? Are they going to run with James Conner? Are they about to throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. because he has arrived in this game? He
just to round it out, Kyler finished with a 96.9. Marvin Harrison Jr. finished with a 91.2. Trey McBride, the tight end, 89.4, and he made some grabs, dude. He made some grabs. And then Dennis Gardeck and with 91.9 and Budda Baker 78.4. But like you said, Marvin Harrison, he has arrived. He finished first amongst all wide receivers in the NFL in week 2.
He made up for that first week. Yeah, that's for sure.
He definitely was not there the first week. He basically, I think, what did he have? 1 catch for 4 yards.
Yeah, man. And this one, he had 4 for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, let's play some of these touchdowns because they're worth giving him some highlight reel.
First NFL touchdown.
And that's like a
Tyler Lockett catch.
Yeah,
Tyler Lockett.
The toe drag, the good hands, the body positioning, it was all there, man. And then we can take a look at the second touchdown as well.
Oh, bootleg.
Just watch it. Just look at that extension.
He said he wanted that touchdown, man.
He could have gone for a hat trick today, man. I think at one point he was on track for 600 yards and 8 touchdowns. So
I know after a while they had to scheme against him at that point because there was even times, we don't have the clips here, but there was even times when the play is breaking down. Kyler Murray, this isn't the play right here, but Kyler Murray was doing it the whole game. Play can be breaking down. I need to find someone. He was like, man, Marvin Harrison Jr.'s out there somewhere. Threw the ball. And that's how he got more yards, man. And now even this touchdown. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's see him. This is going to be a problem.
for him. Pressure coming, got away from Verse. Still on the move, still on his feet, throws to the end zone, and it's caught by Elijah Higgins for the touchdown.
Boy,
Like, unreal, man. Like he's
Yeah.
this was not something that we expected that he would be back to, like rookie
with our
year
pass
Kyler
rush,
Murray.
with our current pass rush, we have to get him on the first tackle. If we miss tackles and the play just keeps being extended, Kyler Murray's gonna have a field day.
And but that's one of those things that's way easier said than done, though, right? Like when he's that
Oh,
little.
yeah.
I mean, his size I think plays a little bit to his advantage here. It's harder to bring him down.
We got the short beams again. Someone said I love this duo, and they had half of Kyler's face, and then they had Marvin Harrison Jr. just full standing full.
I definitely like when you see him, you hear the circus music playing when he is running around because he's just like a little joystick. He's just going, t t t t t.
Just Madden,
Yeah.
just Madden 2K, like the old 2000s Madden's, man. Just
And this is kind of like what he had with DeAndre Hopkins, right? Like he just extended the play long enough, and DeAndre Hopkins.
you reminded me of the play. You reminded me of the play with Hopkins, where I still remember when Kyler was just like, "Oh, hey, is that DeAndre?" They even caught him smiling through the
yeah.
ball. Touchdown.
And this is not something that we needed in the NFC West. Is a resurging Cardinals team, but it definitely makes things interesting. We'll give it that.
Yeah, I mean, but now you have to ask, what happened to the Rams, man? They were not here at all. Because the Cardinals started it off. They were up 21-0, by the second half, by the end of the first half and stuff. That's what I saw. If not, it was still the second quarter. They got up 21-zip.
Yeah, I think the second half
injuries.
they went 24-3.
Yeah, injuries, man. Injuries is plaguing the Rams as of right now. Matthew Stafford,
Yeah, this is good to bring up as a whole because I think this is the big highlight for week 2 is 49ers side. We can go back to 49ers. They're down Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel, like you said. He suffered a calf strain. He'll likely miss a couple weeks. I don't think they've put him on IR yet as of now. But, added to the list of Deebo Samuel injuries whenever, push comes to shove. I think this puts Rams' current injuries in better perspective. Cooper Kupp exited this game with an ankle injury, and I think Sean McVay said he was going to miss some significant time. Puka Nacua is already on IR. Tyler Higbee's physically unable to perform. They have a whole slew
tackles
of
already,
offensive
yeah.
linemen. Their entire offensive line is done. I mean,
yeah, because they were starting to in the first week, I believe. If not, first week they were starting 2 fresh tackles. They were down their tackles and stuff, so it's even worse now. You have 3 tackles out,
and of course you got the only people that you have healthy on that Rams offense is Kyron Williams, and a hobbled Matt Stafford, he can only do so much. The guy's a warrior. It wasn't too long ago we were talking about maybe him hanging it up because of all the, I think it was rib injuries and stuff like that he was taking.
He played through, when he was on the Lions, he played through a lot of injuries too.
And I think he continued to do that. Guys as tough as it comes.
If you keep on hitting, man, if he keeps
boxing,
on taking
man.
sacks in a game, it's pretty much he'll eventually go down and be I can't do anything because his body is it can only hold up for so long.
No, I mean, I think the only person laughing right now is Aaron Donald.
Oh man, yeah. Aaron Donald would have definitely helped elevate this team, but I don't know if he could save the whole team because come on, man, 41-10. I don't know. Either way, injuries, man. Like you said, injuries to the O line is going to cause you're going to have a huge offensive struggles. It's even more so, just like how we had the patchwork offensive line before in the past some years. So it's even worse.
Oh yeah, especially there's a difference between the patchwork and you're just playing people that weren't meant to play full snaps. You know what I mean? So I mean, if there's anybody that can figure out is Sean McVay. I mean, he'll figure out a way to make all these guys look like all pros.
Next man up.
I mean, but that's the case. But all right, with all that in mind, we have injury crisis in San Francisco, which is hilarious. It's CMC and Deebo Samuel. I mean, 2 of their key offensive weapons, but they're like, oh no, we only have 4 all team for first team
right.
all pros instead of 6. And then you have the entire laundry list of Rams players that are out. And of course, the arrival of Marvin Harrison Jr. for that Cardinals team. How does this shake up what the NFC West can look like for us.
I need to still like basically 49ers can come back. It just because they're down Debo Samuel doesn't mean like their season's over. They still got Brandon Ayuk, who they paid all that money for, right? You still got like Jordan Mason is still good for y'all. I think it's just you can still scheme wins right now. I don't know if like by pure talent you can get these wins, but just y'all still have Kyle Shanahan. He didn't get injured, so y'all should be able to make something shake. Cardinals though are sneaky. I would say I told you that's a dark horse for this division. Seahawks, I'm just going to enjoy this 2-0 right now before we start getting into some of the more tougher games outside of the division. But within, we'll see. I still said that Seahawks are going to finish like third for myself, but I'm going to celebrate, like I said in the beginning, the fact that we are number one in the division.
No losses, baby.
That's nice.
I know. For me, I think what we originally had the division coming down to, if I'm not mistaken, was 49ers, us, Rams, Cardinals. Or maybe we had Rams and us swapped. I think that there's going to be a lot of dropped games while these folks are trying to heal up. Like CMC is already on IR, and we know what kind of a problem that can pose. I think you hate to take advantage of people being injured, but that's just the nature of the game. And so, for the next few weeks, I think the Niners can drop, another game or two. Rams, I don't know if they're going to win, any of these next few games because I don't have their schedule in front of me. But just when you take a battering like that on offense, it's hard to come back from that. And
I think I can at least say with you that the Rams they're going to drop more games. They're more injury. Like they got the injury bug compared to the 49ers. 49ers just down 2 people. It's not like, man, without these two, we can't win 10 games. But like you even got Matthew Stafford being hobbled and stuff. They're going to be at 4.
And I think Rams we can agree is going to be at 4. But then I think the top spot can go anyway. So I think the Cardinals I'll want to see them next week as well. If I take a look at their schedule here, but I think this game definitely played to their advantage because I think the offense for the Rams just couldn't stay on the field, and if you give a high octane offense enough chances, they'll make them pay. But yeah, the Cardinals got Lions next week. Aiden Hutchinson has more sacks than most teams in the NFL. I think he's got 5.5 sacks. So there's a chance that this, there might be a reality check next week. And we'll have to see what comes out of that because this is the same Cardinals team that lost to the Bills, but maybe they weren't utilizing Marvin Harrison Jr. to the best of his abilities.
They were fighting well in that game, and then eventually like they couldn't hold back Josh Allen.
I think they went up like 21-0 or something ridiculous.
It was it was like 13-0. They were up they were up 13-0, then they couldn't come back from that.
Yeah. And so, I think Cardinals cautiously optimistic if you're a Cardinals fan, I would say, but you have reason to be optimistic. Niners, I mean, you're probably not as optimistic right now until you get a guy like CMC back. That he's probably not going to be back when they play us, but we know our run defense and stuff like that, so that's definitely going to be a game to watch out for. But I can, I'll definitely move the Rams to the bottom as of right now. But the top 3 can go any way. I mean, if we're just basing it off of this week's performance, it's probably Cardinals at 1 all the way from 4, us at 2, Niners at 3, Rams at 4. But, if I think that Cardinals are definitely a team to keep an eye on, especially next week.
Yeah, I would personally still think we're like 3rd because I think the 49ers schedule isn't as bad as ours, like with who we got up next. So just to give like a quick preview of who we got. Miami Dolphins, but no Tua, but they still got a good skill positions and stuff like that if they can scheme around that. Lions, September 30th. That's right now we have apparently like some form of like minor rivalry with the Lions right now. So, and I'll take it. Are we ready to face like that? What people are saying is like the Super Bowl team. We'll see. Giants, I will assume a win on the Giants on October 6th. And then finally we have the 49ers October 10th. Right. So the first one.
You just rattled off all those teams, but I mean, as the saying goes, every game counts. And so
every game counts.
We're still relatively healthy. I mean, Boye Mafe's knee contusion is a thing to keep an eye out for, but we really needed Uchenna Nwosu back too for that depth on the D line. and K9 needs to come back as well. But I think out of the two healthy teams so far are the ones that are at the top, and so that's going to play a big factor, especially down the stretch.
I'll take that any day.
Yep, for sure. And that's all from us here at Miss Reps. My name's Kanal. This is Adam. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you agree with us or disagree with us. And we'll catch you again next week.
Peace.